insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the fourth time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
How are you feeling?
Your court book is amazing.
You're amazing, Cardi. I still love you, even though you just threw some stuff at me.
I don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? Do you see women asking those questions to me?
This is legit.
Why do you feel as a man you got to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you, respect women.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's yours truly, Khalif Starks. You can also call me Kay, okay? Welcome to my podcast, The Stark Effect Season 2, okay? Thank y'all for tuning back in to another episode here on my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. Shout out to my new subscribers. I think I'm currently at 197, so we are shy. We are shy away of 200 subscribers here. So I just want to say, like, if you subscribed, I thank you so much for like taking the time to watch my channel and just vibe with me, right? It's podcast, it's laid back. I am a journalist. I did go to school for journalism. Yes, there are times when I stutter on camera, okay, but I promise you I was trained on camera as well. Your girl just be a little rusty here and there. But she's fully capable, okay? But, this is a podcast, so it's more laid back, so I feel like I get a little bit of grace. Because some people have been DMing me, I guess, trying to lightly criticize me, which is fine. I just think it's, like, silly, because I'm just like, guys, like, it's a podcast. Relax. You know what's so funny? When people are like, I've been dealing with that a lot lately, and I'm not even like popping at like it's not like I have like 100,000 views or anything like that. And I appreciate all the views that I get because I feel like I've done a very good job at getting like I think I've gotten oh my gosh I think like 15,000 or almost 15,000 views in like a month and 10 days or something like that. So that's in total of all my videos. So shout out for the hard work there and y'all for watching and watching the shorts and the long form videos as well. Every view counts. But putting myself out there, I've been getting like this weird critique lately from random people who don't even talk to me, they don't have like a past of watching any of my past stuff, but they see my reels on Instagram. And these are people who I've known at certain points in my life, and it's no shade to them, but I just find it funny how, people have all of the critique, and I'm just like, okay, do you want to get on camera, girl? Like, do you know what it takes to get on camera? Like, y'all do too much, and you don't have a show. Let me calm down, okay? Because not all criticism is bad criticism, but there are times where I feel that putting myself out there on camera, it makes people hypercritical. We all have like this critical eye. So people, I think sometimes I fail to realize that, I'm being picked apart like in real time. And I'm just like, instead of picking me apart, how about you focus on the information I'm giving you? Why are you so focused on picking me apart? How about you get on camera and you do a show? Okay? Because getting on camera, it's not as easy as it looks. And there's very few people that are masters at it. I just want to say that, okay? But go ahead and keep critiquing me. It is what it is. I can't run from criticism. But I do think sometimes it's a little unnecessary. But I digress. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And thank you for the positive feedback as well for the people who are showing me love because I want to acknowledge you too. Over the weekend, I needed to take a few days off. And I feel like y'all was not mad about that because I think I haven't posted like in almost a week. And I was just like, girl, I need a break. Like I work every single day. I gotta chill out. Labor Day weekend just passed. And I was just like, honey, I gotta just have fun. So I definitely spent the weekend hanging out with friends, running the streets of LA, okay, and just catching up with people who I haven't seen in months. And just catching up with friends, people who I like love and enjoy their company and their time and sleeping and eating and just like normal stuff that like people do when they need a break. So, yeah, but I'm excited to be back. We're getting the week started after this beautiful 3-day Labor Day weekend. By the time you see this, it will be Wednesday because that's when I will post. But yeah, I want to get into this Cardi B thing. And yeah, Cardi B literally just wrapped up her fourth day of trial. The closing arguments went in a few hours ago as a verdict was reached in this civil lawsuit with Cardi B versus Amani Ellis.
I will say it in my deathbed. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl. And with that being said, this time around, I'm going to be nice. The next person to try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm going to countersue. And I'm going to make you pay. Because this is not okay. I think people have like this misinterpretations of celebrities. Like it's like, oh, well, we could ask for this and they're going to settle. You don't work at home and you don't work all day and you don't work for your money to give out your money. So don't ever think that I'm just going to give you my money that I work hard for. I don't lay in bed all day. I work all day, and I work hard for my money, for my kids, and for people I take care of. So don't you ever think that you're going to sue me and I'm just going to settle and just give me my money. It's not going to happen. I do also want fans at home, though, not to find their social media, her family's social media, her social media, and bother her. I hope that this is something that I leave behind, that she leave behind. Don't go bother her. Don't be talking about her. Don't be talking about how she look. Don't call her no nasty names. Let's just put this behind, but I'm giving a warning. I am not that celeb that you're gonna sue and you think it's gonna settle. I'm not gonna settle, especially when I'm super, completely innocent. I know I got a little reputation, but I swear to God I'm innocent. I swear to God, like this, like I'm really innocent for real. And I just want to say thank you, everybody.
Do you feel like you've been painted in a bad light in the public?
I think from the defendant, yes. But that's what she's going to do. She's going to make me seem like a bad person. I know who I am. I know the things that I've accomplished. So that's all that matters to me.
You started out as a fan of her music. Are you still a fan today?
No,
Will you be listening to her new album? It drops in 6 days, she keeps saying.
not at all.
Miss Ellis, Cardi did ask that the public please leave you alone, not slander you, say things behind your back on social media. Does that mean anything to you?
That's news to me. She's never told me that. She's never even offered me an apology. So I'm not sure.
Monty, are you disappointed with the verdict?
Not at all. I don't think that it reflects the truth, but I'm not disappointed. We know that the justice system is sometimes flawed, and unfortunately, that was the case for me. Like I said, I still stand firm on my position. I still stand firm on my attorney. I think we fought a good fight, but like I said, more importantly, it's about accountability. I had my day in court. I showed up. I held my head high, and I can walk away and say that I showed up, and she had to look me in the eye. I had to look her in the eye, and we did our best.
Are you sorry you brought the case in retrospect?
Not at all. Not at all.
She said that she would refuse to countersue in this case. She said that if anybody else, brings a case, this is her words, that's frivolous, she called it, she would be countersuing, not to basically mess with her again. What do you think about that?
This is for me.
Yeah.
Well, my statement is, obviously, you never know what a jury's going to do. You could try a case in different courts with different juries, and you'll have 10 different outcomes. You just never really know what a jury's going to do. We did our best to present the facts that we needed to present to the jury, and we obviously have a right to appeal, and our intention is to appeal.
You're going to appeal
How do you
this?
feel about
Yes.
how the defendant conducted herself in court?
I thought it was totally unprofessional. I think it showed volume to her character, the type of person that she is. A lot of her body language, her body gestures, her facial expressions, her disrespect for the court, I think speaks to who she is. I think we saw how I conducted myself during this trial, and I think that speaks volume.
Sir, could you say and spell your first name and last name?
Sure. My name is Ron Rosenjanfaza. I'm the attorney for the plaintiff. I've had this case for a number of years. I did take it over from another lawyer, and we put it together as best we could with what we had to work with. I disagree with the verdict. As you know, you can see from Cardi B, she has a history of doing these things. Even today in the courthouse, right in where I'm standing in this area, she threw something at one of you, and I think that's just, very poor judgment on her part to go ahead and do something like that.
Do you remember yesterday you said that there was a verbal altercation between the two of you? You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And an altercation is a fight, isn't it? It's a verbal fight. You had a verbal fight with her.
Asked and answered.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sustained.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, bitch, get the fuck out my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
her
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for
The
herself
objection
again.
is sustained.
Your Honor, do we have civility in the
Yeah.
courthouse?
Why don't we just take the temperature down a little bit? If you have factual questions to ask her, please do so. It's not the time to argue with her.
What were the words that you used when you got off the elevator to this security guard who's no longer a security guard at this time?
Objection to argumentative.
Do you prefer I call you Miss Almanzar, Cardi B, or it doesn't matter?
I mean, you have been calling me Cardi. I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor. You following me, you're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat.
Are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate.
And which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs. Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
I was looking at her face, but I wasn't looking like, she got a pimple on her face? She got a...
What was that?
I said, that's a lie. Out of here. Just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is.
How do you know that?
Because she sued me for $24 million.
You said she's bigger than you, is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look. I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the questions.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
She's a little...
You don't need to answer me.
Okay.
Cardi B is the defendant and Amani Ellis as the plaintiff. It took place here in Alhambra. Today it was in Alhambra, which is a small city outside of Los Angeles. And I really just wanted to like walk through day 3 and day 4 because in my last video I walked through day 1 and day 2, which were last week. And then I believe that Cardi B, I think that they took Thursday and Friday off. Let's see here, because day 2 was on the 26th of August. Let's see here. I just want to make sure that we get that date right. Oh, wait, hold on. Day 2 was Friday, actually. Wait, hold on. I'm getting my dates wrong. Sorry, y'all. I'm over here looking at the wrong day. Let's see. Oh, they took a few days off. Oh, wow. They took off last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, so day 1 and day 2 were last Monday and last Tuesday. So I posted that earlier last week. And now we are here. And we wrapped up day 3, which was that Wednesday. Correction, that Wednesday, and then day 4, which was today. We had a long 3-day weekend, you all, but I want to just quickly walk through day 3. It went viral countless times. That's where Cardi changed her wig. She had the blonde wig on, and she was making all the funny faces and stuff. Having her viral moments, utilizing her personality to win the people over. Before I hit some of the key points here about day 3 in this particular trial, her personality definitely helps her. I think that sometimes it saves her in some ways. Not that she committed some egregious crime. I mean, getting into an argument at a medical appointment is not anything, in my opinion, that's like egregious. I don't believe that, and this is journalist hat off, I'm just sharing my opinion. I don't believe she hit the lady. I don't believe she scratched the lady because for me, it doesn't make sense. Amani Ellis is alleging that Cardi B scratched her. They had like a full-on like semi brawl where she got scratched in the face, I guess. And Amani just didn't do anything, although they were chest to chest. According to Cardi B, Amani just seemingly didn't do much, or she, defended herself or whatever that may be, whatever the case may be. I don't think a 4 month pregnant woman is going to fight, especially a rich one. Now, I know Cardi B is from the streets and she does not have the best track record as far as conflict goes. She will scrap a girl outside. She got bopped upside the head by Ra Ali at the Harper's Bazaar party in 2018. 2018 was a year for Cardi B. Okay, she got bopped upside the head back then, and so Cardi B is not one to necessarily run from a fight, but I do think that with her elevating in the stature that she has at that time in 2018, after the Nicki situation and just all of the various conflicts that she was a part of, because she also was a part of another conflict with, I talked about that in my last video. It was an incident at a club in New York City where apparently Cardi B sicked her peoples on these two strippers that her former husband, they're currently going through a divorce right now, but her former husband, Offset, at the time, her current husband at that time was cheating on her with these two strippers, and Cardi B sicked her peoples to whip those girls up, and she threw hookah at them and hookah pipes and all types of craziness. So, but I say all this to say, in this situation, I just don't think that she was like really trying to brawl with old girl. Okay, I don't think she was trying to get outside and start swinging with her 4 months pregnant. So let's jump into day three. Cardi B returned to the stand to continue her testimony, where she conceded that she came chest to chest with Ellis, but denied any physical altercation that took place. She denied any altercation took place at all. Okay. We saw that last week in the clips. I'm just running through this for you all here. Cardi B said they had a verbal altercation but denied ever assaulting or scratching Ellis. She said her nails were in a coffin style at the time with flat rhinestones that would not have been dangerous or able to scratch anyone. Cardi B said she was pregnant at the time with her first child and viewed herself as disabled and unable to fight back. After 45 to 50 seconds of a verbal altercation, Cardi B said a receptionist came out to intervene, and then Dr. Fink came out also. The doctor sent her into his office, which ended the confrontation. Cardi acknowledged exchanging words with Ellis on social media after the incident. All right, so those are some of the key points that Cardi, mentioned during this back and forth. Tierra Malcolm, the receptionist at the doctor's office, was called to stand as a defense witness out of court order. Malcolm said the practice had intentionally closed early to allow Cardi B to come in while maintaining her privacy. When she heard the commotion, she immediately walked over and got in between them and tried to calm the situation down. Malcolm said she got a scratch on her forehead from Ellis, and Ellis had been cursing at Cardi B. She said she saw no injuries, cuts, or blood on Ellis, nor did she see evidence that anyone spat on her. So I'm going to pause right here. So as you can see, you all, Cardi B has witnesses. The receptionist, Tierra Malcolm, came out and joined this particular suit. She said that. All right. And also, too, I'll get on this later, but in day four, Cardi B's gynecologist, actually, let me backpedal there, day three, Cardi B's gynecologist joined as well. So Cardi B returned to the stand to begin her cross-examination. She said she wanted to keep her pregnancy a secret at the time because she had just put out a hit record. Okay, she just put out a hit record and her career was just beginning to take off. Cardi B denied ever spitting on Ellis and said she did not use any racial slurs. Explained presence in LA for NBA All-Star Weekend promotions, including game attendance. So Cardi B explained that she was also in LA during that weekend, which was NBA All-Star Weekend, for promotional activities, attending the game. When you are a rapper, a celebrity, you're going out to these things. People might think that you're just having fun. Well, you are having fun, but in a way, your job is to be seen. Show up to these events, look cute, wear these fashions, go here for promo. We got to promote the new single that's out. you know. So Cardi B was attending all these various events. It was NBA All-Star weekend. Um, Now, one key point is that the hair and nail details corroborated with photos from NBA events. Ash dirty blonde hair, inch long acrylic nails with flat rhinestones. So it's saying that Cardi B wasn't lying. That's what she wore. Asserted that the same nails worn all week, including date of alleged incident. Okay, so she asserted that, once again, that the same nails were worn. She denied that the nails were sharp. She disputed having 3-inch nails on the date of the incident. Now, Ellis claimed that Cardi B had around, these 3-inch nails at the time of the incident. So, a psychiatrist that also took part in this particular, civil lawsuit in this trial between Amani Ellis and Cardi B is Mr. James E. Rosenberg, who is a psychiatrist, MD doctor here. He evaluated Ellis for emotional injury in July 2023 during a 6-hour session. All right. And in this evaluation, he found no significant evidence or emotional injury related to the incident. A psych test showed extraordinarily high scores inconsistent with actual psychiatric disorders. So, for example, PTSD, paranoia. The scores suggested fabrication or exaggeration of the symptoms. And these are some of the psychiatric disorders and the emotional distress and the emotional injury that Amani Ellis did claim that she experienced by way of this alleged assault that Cardi B committed against her in their confrontation. Let's see here. Let's go on ahead and get back into it. Also, to Mr. James E. Rosenberg, the psychiatrist cited major inconsistencies in plaintiff's self-reported trauma history, different accounts in the interview versus the deposition. Let's see. James E. Rosenberg did not evaluate Cardi B. And he did not do that because he thought that it was inappropriate since she did not claim psychiatric injury. In this particular case, the psychiatrist used some, but not all, medical records and opinion, and also did not diagnose. Uh, did not diagnose any of the issues, and also cannot rule out mild unrelated emotional issues. Reiterated incident is a stressor, not a trauma. So James E. Rosenberg reiterated that this incident is a stressor and not a trauma. Some of the language in this case is a little weird. So let me Google this particular word. I just want to make sure that I fully understand what this word means before I say it, because I don't want to look crazy. Let's see here. So I'm reading bullet notes. I'm reading like these key points and highlights from the trial. I did watch a few videos. I did not get to watch every single trial, okay? So full transparency, I did not get to watch every single video of the trial, but I've been utilizing Court TV for coverage because I feel like they have been the most in-depth outside of like an ABC or something where they're not going to like fully flesh out every single part. They're only going to give you like the top key points. Court TV is gonna like lay it all the way out. Long Crime Network, they're gonna like lay it all the way out because they actually are in that courtroom breaking everything down. So now, no shade to ABC or the other ones, but due to my research, I didn't see like broken down step by step or moment by moment accounts of this particular day in court. So, did not diagnose malingering, cannot rule out mild unrelated emotional issues. So, malingering is a term where an individual is exaggerating or, you know, basically fabricating physical or psychological symptoms in order to get out of work, right? They want to get out of work. They are aiming for a desired income or a personal gain. So essentially, what is being said here about day 3 is that even James E. Rosenberg noted and noticed that Amani Ellis was essentially fabricating and exaggerating. And, apparently her lawyer and her team were telling her to do that as well, because that would be the only way to get the judge to possibly consider some type of payment for her. So, it's pretty clear what the girl's goals are, and this is my journalist hat off. It's pretty clear that this was strictly a money grab. I mean, we all saw it, we all thought it. Uh, to continue here, also to James E. Rosenberg reiterated that the incident is a stressor, not a trauma. So she was merely just stressed out. She was not traumatized by the situation. And if she was stressed out, it was like a mild stressor. She had an argument with this girl who cussed her out. All right. Now, the gynecologist joined. His name is Dr. David Fink. And the gynecologist delivered his recollection of the February 2018 incident. In his recollection, he heard yelling outside of the office. The yelling also involved the security guard, who is Miss Amani Ellis. She was involved. In his recollection, he also stated that he witnessed yelling, finger pointing, and some swatting of arms. So someone was doing something, and due to the previous bullet note, the receptionist struck not hard and sustained a minor cut. So the receptionist got involved. Dr. David Fink is saying he's seeing this. The receptionist got involved between the two ladies. We see arms flying. Someone got struck and sustained a minor cut. It was a very, very minor cut, according to his account. Now, Dr. David Fink said that he did not see scratches, cuts, or spit on Miss Ellis's face. No injury was observed. So yes, back to my earlier point, it was just written so weird. The receptionist was struck, but she wasn't struck hard, and she sustained a minor cut. Now, he did not see any scratches or cuts or spit on Miss Ellis's face, and no injury was observed. So he did not see that happen. Now, in Amani Ellis's account, on day one or day two, she got up there and she gave her testimony, and she said how, I believe this was day one, yeah, she kicked it off. She got on the account and she said how she was scratched in the face, and she just went through all this violence. She got hit in the head, physically attacked, smacked in the face. Girls are squabbing, just get out my face.
I'm not gonna tell her, I'm just gonna show her.
All in the medical appointment in Beverly Hills, just ghetto, just all in Beverly Hills, swinging in the lobby, child, at the medical office in Beverly Hills, just drag foot, country, hood, not even country, street, city girl. I'm outside, I'm pulling off my ponytail, she's scratching me in my face, me on the floor. That's what Amani Ellis was giving. Okay. Not to be shady, but okay, so back to Dr. David Fink. He did not see Cardi B hit or swing at Miss Ellis, did not hear specific insults. Saw Miss Ellis hit the receptionist. Okay, so this goes back to my earlier point where I read that point and it sounded all broken and disjointed. He saw Miss Ellis hit the receptionist. The earlier point was the receptionist was struck but not hard, and she had a minor cut. He also described intense yelling from both sides. So he did describe Cardi B yelling, and he described Amani Ellis yelling. All right. He clarified that he was not being paid or subpoenaed for his testimony. He apologized to Cardi B after the incident and noted she was calm and did not complain. He testified to the credibility of his recollection and office staff's memory. He did not see 3-inch nails on Cardi B that day, which corroborated by habit of noticing nail trends. All right, so that corroborated with this nail trend, or this because the nails were focused on so much. During day two, Cardi B, when she took the stand, she was asked about her nails repeatedly. They asked her if she had acrylic nails on. They even saw the nails that she had on the stand. They were like, are those real or are those yours? What nails did you have that day? So essentially, in my earlier point, Dr. David Fink is saying he did not see these 3-inch long nails that Amani Ellis claimed that Cardi B had, right? So everything is corroborated. Everything is in agreement, all right? So So that's day three's recap. And I hope you're still following if you're bored. Please play this in the background as you're doing laundry, driving to work. Thank you for bearing through with me because some of the jargon here is a bit much, okay? And mind you, I am reading notes from the actual trial. These are live trial updates from the live stream from Court TV that I am borrowing for the show, okay? So let's get to day four. Day four happened earlier today. That's the day that everyone has been talking about. By the time you watch this, it will be Wednesday. Okay, so day four, when you see this, it'll be yesterday. All right, so now on this particular day, this was the plaintiff's closing argument. All right, delivered by Ron A. Rosen, John Faza. All right. Now the plaintiff is Amani Ellis. All right, so
There is still some scar in her face. It's still there and still bothers her. So that's why I'm asking that not only you give her the $17,500 in her past medical bills for the scar, that you give her another $15,000 for the future scar revision treatment. She didn't deserve this. She didn't deserve to be scratched and cut and spit on and all these things. All of the things that happened to Miss Ellis are they're wrong, and we want to make this wrong right.
closing argument here. So Jan Fonza told jurors that Ellis, who is now 32, deserves compensation for medical bills, emotional distress, and future treatment related to a facial scar she says Cardi B caused with her fingernails. Jan Fonza told jurors that just because Cardi B is a celebrity, it doesn't mean she can just say and do whatever she wants and attack people. And that is a quote. Once again, Jan Fonza told jurors that just because Cardi B is a quote-unquote celebrity, it, end quote, doesn't mean she can just say and do whatever she wants and attack people, end quote. And I'm sure he argued this because oftentimes, we know how society works. If you're a celebrity or a public figure, there are some celebrities who feel untouchable, you guys. Like, there are celebrities who run around here. I mean, we saw that with the Diddy situation. We saw that with Bill Cosby. We saw that with our Kells, okay, with Mr. Robert Kelly, right? There are celebrities that do things and they feel like, look, I'm famous. I'm a person of power. I could get away with whatever. I could slap you in the face. I can cuss you out. Hold on. Let me check my mic. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure my mic was still working. Okay. Some celebrities feel like they can get away with anything. They can get away with whatever, right? And I'm not saying this is how Cardi B feels. I'm just saying there are moments and times where celebrities in general may feel that way. I can't generalize all celebrities, but there are some that we have seen, like I mentioned earlier in my earlier examples, who feel that, hey, I'm a star. I could cuss you out. I could smack you. You signed an NDA. You work for me. You do what I say. I have all the money. I could take you out. If you try to go against me, I could hurt you. There are people who do those things. They threaten workers. They threaten people. They threaten, to get people to be quiet and stuff. So it's intimidation, So that does happen. So we can see here that Mr. Jan Faza, that's such an interesting last name, is taking that approach. So back to the trial updates from day four. So Jan Fonza, who is the attorney for the plaintiff, he also argued that Ellis, who worked as a security guard for 4 years, lost her future in security work because of trauma from the alleged incident. He described the alleged confrontation, saying Cardi B became angry when she thought Ellis was recording her on a phone, despite Ellis repeatedly saying she was not recording and was simply doing her job. Jan Fonza criticized Cardi B's testimony, saying her use of profanity was disrespectful to the court. Jan Fonza emphasized that Ellis's goal in pursuing the lawsuit was to achieve closure and move forward with her life. Now, this is defense closing argument, and this was presented by Peter J. Anderson. Defense closing argument is, in defense of the defendant, Cardi B. All right, so Anderson argued that plaintiff failed to prove Cardi caused any injury. And I'm gonna pause right here. Yeah, because we didn't see any videos come out of this, something that a lot of people have been saying in my comments on TikTok, because last week I posted a video. By the way, that video went viral, you all. I didn't even talk. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, I posted at the right time. So I posted a video of me just reacting to the Cardi B situation. It was the video, I believe, with her with the yellow hair, the blonde hair, the ash blonde, or bleach blonde hair. Um and she was being like berated, right? She was being berated, and the jury was just like, what did you say to her? What did you say to her? Not the jury, I'm sorry. The attorney for the plaintiff was questioning her, and he was just like, like, tell us how you cussed her out. What did you say? You're looking at her right now. Just say it. And he started to kind of get like a little belligerent with Cardi B and just a mess. Um, when I saw that video, I thought to myself, I was like, do we have any evidence of this taking place, right? Because the medical facility, I'm assuming, right? Whenever you go to any medical facility, they can't just release like video footage and stuff like that. That could potentially be a HIPAA law violation, due to people being on camera and stuff like that. Now, mind you, Cardi B does have a big profile. Cardi B is a celebrity. Cardi B is a public figure. They did say that, and earlier in my recount and breakdown and rundown of this trial for day 3 and day 4, they did say that they closed the medical office early for Cardi B specifically, right? So they knew she was coming, and they closed it down for her. So I thought to myself, where is the proof, right? And if they can't release video from the medical appointment, why doesn't Amani Ellis have proof? Like, where are pictures of these injuries and so forth? Proof of her attending a medical appointment. Like, what is it that we can do? This case, it was a stab at a money grab. And honestly, I really think that Amani Ellis and her representation, her legal representation, literally thought, oh, we could punt Cardi B into a settlement because it's a civil lawsuit. She may not want to deal with it. They thought that Cardi B wasn't going to come to court, right? So let's note this too, because this is important to know. Cardi B went to court to prove a point. She did not even have to go to court to do this and waste her time on this. She went to court to prove a point and to use this moment as a warning, right? Because after this was all over, she did release a video stating that, hey, if you all think that you all are gonna come at me for a frivolous lawsuit and think that I'm just gonna settle without a fight, I'm gonna start countersuing you all because y'all want to play. I'm not one of those celebrities that you think you could just come for. We will take it to court, and I will go ahead and waste a little bit of money and do this just as a warning sign to people who are looking for money. She did say that, and I'll insert the video here somewhere. Okay, so let me just get back to this really quickly so we can wrap this up. So yeah, Anderson argued the plaintiff failed to prove Cardi B caused any injury, emphasized uncorroborated testimony, no physical evidence, and alternatives for the alleged scars caused. Yeah. So, emphasized that, the testimony essentially did not make sense. He stated that there was no physical evidence, and alternatives for the alleged scars caused could, potentially be a car accident, not Cardi B. He also argued that profanity, arguing, and yelling aren't actionable offenses, right? So just because someone is cussing you out, just because you and a person are having an argument, and just because a person is yelling at you, essentially what I understand this as, and someone who is in law can correct me if I'm wrong, and if they're correct, but essentially what he's saying is that, look, the two of you having a little cat fight and a spit spat, that is not an actionable offense to actually request payment and actually make this like a big ordeal. People fight all the time, right? Did the person actually punch you in the face? Did the person rip out your weave? Did the person, scratch? Excuse me, did the person scratch you in the eye and mess up your cornea? What did the person do to you? God damn it. People cuss each other out all the time. I get cussed out. Okay? I've had some, I'm just saying, I haven't gotten cussed out recently, but I'm saying, there are times in life where you have a conflict with someone, right? And you might cuss out. Okay, you might be outside and someone got you messed up and you might have to go there and y'all might just have a verbal altercation, but that doesn't mean that you were on the floor and all that. So back to the points. Cardi's actions were justified. This is according to the defense. Cardi's actions were justified. Independent witnesses supported the defense. Plaintiff's own incident report apologized for misconduct and did not mention a bleeding injury. So the plaintiff filed an incident report. Mind you, she was on the clock at work. Ooh, Cardi B's attorneys are good. They went and pulled. They went and pulled the incident report. That's smart, clever. Um, and basically, he said that the plaintiff's own incident report apologized for misconduct and did not mention a bleeding injury. Therefore, Imani Ellis apologized for her behavior, and in her apology, she did not mention that she was injured. Now, a courtroom incident. So the plaintiff's attorney complained that Cardi B threw something at a reporter and stared at the plaintiff's family. A judge did not witness the incidents but noted extra security present. Plaintiff's rebuttal argument. Ron A. Rosen Jamfaza. All right, so this was the plaintiff's rebuttal argument. Um, in this argument, he asserted that the incident report and plaintiff's testimony support claims of assault and battery, which includes spitting, finger in the face, and also to claim that defense's arguments distract from the truth, and accused Cardi of emotional harm and asked jury to weigh credibility of direct witnesses, right? So the plaintiff's rebuttal arguments to all of this, and mind you, the plaintiff's attorney is representation is Ron A. Rosen Janfaza. Basically, in this particular rebuttal argument, accused Cardi of emotional harm and asked the jury to weigh the credibility of direct witnesses. Are these witnesses credible? I need you to go and weigh the credibility of this receptionist, the credibility of this gynecologist child, the credibility of this, psychologist. You know, were these direct witnesses actually there? Are they actually credible? Can we believe them that they received some coins from Cardi B? Who knows? And also to Ron A. Rosen Jamfaza also alleged overwhelming evidence of assault and battery. By the way, my last point, the last questions that I posed were not said by John Faza, that was said by me. So the last 3 points, the last 3 questions that I made of like the receptionist, all of them, were they actually there? Da 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 da. He did not say that. I said that. So I was going to make that clear. Let's see. Now the verdict. The jury, all of them together, rejected all the claims against Cardi B. They all rejected all those claims. And yeah, we're in favor for Cardi B. So that's the full rundown of this particular trial and the highlights. Thank you for being graceful with me. It is late. I have been doing laundry. I ate dinner. I'm a little tired. I had work all day. So that's why your girl is a little all over the place. Okay, but we're here and we're present. And I thank you for watching. And I hope that you really, really enjoyed my rundown of this particular trial. And that rundown was provided by Court TV. And this is here at the Stark Effect. So thank you for watching. Drop down below and let me all know what you thought about the viral moments from this trial, some of the highlights, right? Some of the funny moments that you all saw. You know, I've been getting a lot of comments of people bashing Imani Ellis, saying how she has a referee shirt on, she looks like she works at Foot Locker and all this crazy stuff. It's a mess. Y'all are like dragging Imani in these comments, okay? A lot of people are saying that she needs to go get surgery. It's just the people are like really harsh towards Imani Ellis because they don't believe her. They think she's a liar, right? It's important to note that Cardi B, you know, in one of her public speeches, and I'll probably insert it either at the end or the beginning of this video, that she did urge people to stop harassing Imani Ellis. She doesn't want to deal with Imani anymore. And that basically she wants this to be a lesson to people who do this to celebrities. You know, Cardi B, one thing, journalists had off, one thing that I respect about Cardi B is that she will take you to court for her name, right? That doesn't mean she's perfect. You know, what she's saying, I think the way that Cardi B operates is like, look, you all want to go out here, you all want to make accusations. I have the money to defend my name. So if you want to accuse me of socking somebody out, and if I know I'm telling the truth, We can take this to court. I'm rich, okay? I will waste my time and I will come to court just to prove a point. Since you think that this is cute, we're gonna get on camera. I'm gonna let my fans drag you, and you're gonna get dragged, and you're gonna be publicly humiliated. Since you want to go toe to toe with me, I'm just saying. I think that's what Cardi B's energy is. Amani, you want to go toe to toe with me publicly, so let's go toe to toe. You don't have the money to fight me. I can afford the best lawyers. Do you really want to do this for a frivolous lawsuit, a civil lawsuit? Do you really want to go through all this? She decided to go through all of it. Amani Ellis stood, in a lot of her views. She stood behind bringing this to court. She did not care, and she wanted to do this. You know, I think one of my last points here is that we live in an age where a lot of people are fascinated with fame. A lot of people are fascinated with celebrity culture. A lot of people, when they are in proximity to celebrity, they want to figure out what is it they can do to be known. And I'm gonna be real with you. I think that Amani wanted a moment, and she got the moment, but it just didn't work out in her favor. So this is a big case that's catching headlines, right? A lot of people are laughing at it, but people are laughing at her, right? So, she got the moment, but I think it backfired, right? To where now it's like, it's a bit embarrassing. So did you just want to be known to say, hey, I'm the girl who sued Cardi B? Hey, because a lot of people are trying to figure out how to get their content started and not have to go to work. They're trying to figure out an easy way to, get some fame and milk it. Okay. That's the time period that we live in. There are a lot of people who do that. Um, yeah. So that's just the era. That's the time period that we live in where public figures got to be careful. And I think that sometimes celebrities, they're human too, but they got to be careful when they're being provoked, right? Because you got to understand that people are trying to get you to act out a character so they can come up off of you. Anyways, this was a long video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Drop down below and let me all know what you think. Have a good one.